Why is there conflict between Israel and Palestine? A question that has puzzled minds, ignited debates, and dominated headlines for decades. To understand this complex issue, we must travel back in time to the late 19th century when Zionism, a nationalist movement, arose with the goal of establishing a Jewish state in what was then Ottoman-controlled Palestine. The first wave of Jewish immigration, known as Aliyah, began in the late 19th century and continued into the early 20th century. Fast forward to the aftermath of World War II. The horror of the Holocaust intensified calls for a Jewish homeland. In 1947, the United Nations proposed a partition plan to divide Palestine into Jewish and Arab states. The Jewish leaders accepted it, but the Arab leaders did not. In 1948, Israel declared independence, triggering a war with neighboring Arab states. The war ended with Israel expanding its territory beyond what the UN plan had proposed. Hundreds of thousands of Palestinians became refugees. Fast forward to the Six-Day War in 1967. Israel seized the West Bank, Gaza Strip, and East Jerusalem. These territories are still considered occupied Palestinian territories by the international community. The conflict has seen periods of relative peace and violent uprisings. Peace processes have come and gone, including the Oslo Accords in the 1990s, which established the Palestinian Authority and marked the start of a two-state solution process. Yet the peace processes have not resolved the core issues: borders, refugees, security, and the status of Jerusalem. These issues, along with the ongoing Israeli settlement expansion in the West Bank, continue to fuel the conflict. The situation today is characterized by a deep divide. On one side, there is a growing sympathy for Palestinians among certain demographics, largely attributed to their increased use of social media to share their experiences. On the other side, support for the State of Israel remains strong, particularly among Republicans, Christian evangelicals, and those influenced by the war on terror rhetoric. However, the reality for Palestinians living under Israeli occupation or blockade remains unchanged. The timeline for significant change is uncertain, and the road to peace appears to be long and fraught with challenges. In summary, the conflict between Israel and Palestine is deep-rooted and multifaceted. It's a tangle of historical events, failed peace processes, and ongoing issues like settlement expansion and occupation. The international community's response is divided, with shifting sympathies and staunch support existing side by side. The future of this conflict is uncertain,